last night.
We have to get your governor to get going. She's got to do a better job, okay? Your governor has got to do a better job. She's not doing the job. Hey, maybe I'll run for governor of New Mexico. I'll get this place going.
So Susana Martinez is the chair of the Republican Governors Association. This is a time when everybody should be coming together and coalescing around Donald Trump. Do you think this is a wise tactic?
Yeah, it's probably wise. First of all, anytime he attacks any kind of professional politician, people think, well, I don't like professional politicians either. But the thing that Trump always does, which is a genius part of persuasion, is that he makes the biggest difference between being his friend and being his enemy. And he makes sure that you know that difference. So if you're Chris Christie, hey, you're a great guy now, I love you. Chris Christie's a great guy. And if you're not going to endorse him, well, maybe you're not so great. You know, look at Paul Ryan. I think the only thing that keeps him from a Donald Trump nickname is he used the word yet. You know, I haven't endorsed him yet. That's the only thing protecting him, probably.
Earlier this week, Mr. Trump seemed to lend credence to a long ago discredited conspiracy theory about a friend of the Clintons being murdered when 5 official investigations concluded that Vince Foster committed suicide. Mr. Trump traffics in conspiracy theories, whether about Obama's birth certificate or Justice Scalia's death. Is there an appeal in that? Is there a method to that?
Yeah, I think he does it because it works. If you go to a jury trial and somebody says, here's the accused, your brain is already saying, well, accused, they probably did something. Now, it's not quite the same thing in politics, but if you hear Clinton and murder in the same sentence enough, that stuff starts to conflate in your brain, and you start thinking, well, I haven't heard any details that would prove that to be true, but I don't like having those two things swirling around together. So it's an effective way to keep your opponent off guard, and it probably picks up a few people who are going to believe it.
You also think that Trump's potential rival, Hillary Clinton, is failing at persuading voters, and your criticism starts with her campaign signs.
Yeah, my favorite persuasion failure on the Clinton side was the slogan, love trumps hate. Now, if you're a lawyer and your campaign is run by another lawyer, it makes perfect sense. The sentence makes sense. It says what you wanted to say. But if you're a persuader, and if you've even done a little bit of persuading, you know that there's a psychological rule that says people hear the first part of a sentence, they put more weight on it, and they forget the second part. And the first part is literally love Trump in very big letters. So in terms of persuasion, that's as hard as you can fail.
And one last note, you generously invited me to guest illustrate a week worth of Dilbert comic strips. They're running right now in newspapers and online. We're auctioning off the originals on eBay to benefit the charity Homes for Our Troops. I've seen a lot of Scott Adams fans criticizing my artwork. What kind of reaction have you received on our collaborative venture?
Well, I might be getting the opposite kind of reactions. Mostly I'm hearing from people who say it was a huge mistake because you're a better artist than I am. I've heard you compared to R. Crumb. I was hoping people would be craving my return to drawing the thing, but it's not working out the way I had planned.
I think you got a lot.
Thank you for doing that.
I think you got a lot of fans waiting for your return. Scott Adams, thanks as always. We'll be right back.